too expensive. We're staying at room 13. Usually airy and usually very, and that's just how my life goes. And I don't ever try to dress to impress. Fuck you, preppy asshole. On the 14th floor and a bathroom door don't lie. So happy we don't gotta worry about the cops. We could all get arrested for this, but when the police mix, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on the deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome into episode 51 of Phired Up, presented by the Belly Up Podcast Network. Check out all the good content over there at bellyupsports.com. I'm Mike Giletto. Joining me, as always, is Dom Console. Dom, welcome back to the East Coast. How you doing?
I'm back. Not happy about it, but
No. It's been a miserable day, rainy. I'm sure you didn't see anything like that over out on the West Coast, right?
no rain, all blue skies. It was a little chilly, but yeah, nothing like this. It was I wasn't here last week. Last week, I guess it was really nice here, right?
Yes, it was beautiful last week.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
So I guess I have this black cloud that comes over me because
Yep.
we go out there and it's where did we go? We went Friday night, so Saturday was our first full day, and it was like really hot, and then Monday through like I don't know Thursday it was like freezing cold, and then
Really?
like literally like shivering, and then
Yeah.
it got hot again, and then we left, and I land and look out the window, and it's raining, and it's been like that since we've landed. So
Seriously. Yep, exactly.
and
So
gloomy.
I mean, we talked to you last week on the show for a couple minutes, but the West Coast Wi-Fi didn't cooperate, so we didn't really get a
Yes.
whole lot. But how was it? How was it out there?
Dude, it's incredible. We had a great time.
Was that your first time out there?
It was not my first
Okay.
time on the West Coast, but in California.
First time in
yes.
California, right?
Yeah. So dude, it's incredible. We did so much, and we still have so much more to do. We still have so much more to do.
It's a big state.
Yeah, and dude, I wouldn't say hate flying. I hate taking off and I hate landing.
Yeah.
I don't mind being 37,000 feet in the air, but
Right.
Which is kind of the weird part. But
I don't like long flight. Like I don't mind a short flight. I don't like long flights.
yeah. Whoa, hold on. All right, we're good. My computer's about to die. The charger fell out. All right, so honestly, the flight there was the best flight I've ever taken. It was super smooth, and then the way home was a lot different.
Yeah.
We had a layover in New Orleans. Coming out of New Orleans, it was
Okay.
they told us it was gonna be real bumpy, and dude, we the whole way over to Mississippi was horrible. Honestly, the only two good things that come out of Mississippi are root beer and Jerry Rice. So everything else sucks about it. So,
Is root beer a Mississippi thing?
I think that's where it started.
Did it? I couldn't.
I don't know why I know that. Don't ask me why I know that.
That's some useless information.
Yeah,
I was not aware.
but yeah, I mean, California's great. I mean, it reminds me of Pennsylvania a little bit, where there's homeless people everywhere.
Right.
The taxpayer dollars do not go to the potholes in the streets.
Yep.
And and it takes 2 hours to get to the beach from wherever you are. So
Right. Unless you're literally right on the beach.
right. And even then.
Right. And the
No.
beaches are completely different than the ones over here.
Way different. Yeah,
Way
yeah.
different, yeah.
Like Venice Beach, I was a little disappointed by it. Honestly, weird enough, even the sand is it's a little different.
Yep.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's a lot thinner. It kind of almost reminds you of not I don't really know how to explain it. Not plastic, but it's smooth. It's not like the Jersey Shore where you're walking through like dunes of like sand. Like
Yeah, it's not as like
it's
fluffy. Is fluffy the
right,
word?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And it was really really windy when we went to Venice, and like we didn't go on the beach, but like we went up to the beach and like we walked, I guess, on there like board, not like a boardwalk, but like it's a
It's like a
walkway.
pier type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we like it was so windy, like the sand wasn't even like moving, like it was strange.
Yeah. Um.
But the beaches in Malibu are a lot, kind of remind you of like the Jersey Shore. Like there's people, like there weren't many people on Venice Beach, I guess because it was kind of cold. And like I
Yeah.
said, our last couple days there was like really hot, so it was a
Okay.
good beach day. And like the locals, like, do they like park like for miles and miles and miles along the PCH,
Right.
like the Pacific Coast Highway, like, and that's their beach, and there were a lot of people there on Friday. So
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I've been to California once on like the San Diego, LA area, so fairly
right,
close, and that was like 10, 11 years ago.
right,
So I don't really remember much. I thought it was beautiful out there. I loved it.
yeah, it's incredible.
How were the two sporting events, the Angels and the Dodgers?
Oh man, it is it's they're drastically different experiences
Yep.
from each other, which and both of those experiences are drastically different than like going to a Phillies game. So I'm kind of,
Right.
and I'm kind of glad about that. Like you get kind of different perspectives a little bit. The Angels game, the Angels seem like they have more of a just an Anaheim reach, and the Dodgers have like a whole LA County reach.
Right. I could see
And
that.
the Angels, it's very like homey kind of.
Right.
You kind of have to like grow up in it. Where the Dodgers is like, if you move there, it's like the Yankees or the Red Sox. Like if
Yes. I
you
mean,
know
the
you move
Dodgers
there,
the Dodgers
you
is
know
a national
right.
brand essentially.
Right, and I said a little bit on the show last week when I popped in, like, it's like walking into the stadium. It's like 1966, which you kind of appreciate those things if you like those things, you kind of appreciate it. And I'm definitely somebody who likes those kind of things, and I appreciate those kind of things.
Right.
So it was cool. It wasn't anything spectacular. I'm happy we did it. But like I said on the show too, like when I popped in, like Trout comes up, everybody stops,
Yep.
everybody watches. Otani comes up, everybody stops, everybody watches. So
Other
like,
than that, they don't care. Those are
right,
the two guys. Those are the two
pretty
guys
much,
they're there for.
yeah, and like it's cool. Like you kind of see we saw like maybe like a handful of like Japanese, people like
Yeah, I believe that.
come see Otani.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
it
mean,
is pretty cool.
Otani's got the Ichiro factor, right? Like just
Right.
the international sensation that's just going to bring so many eyes to the game and to the Angels.
Right. Well, yeah, especially internationally.
Right.
And then the Dodgers game, man, it was, I tweeted it out, like it felt like an Eagles playoff game. Like, they throw a strike and everybody cheers like you just hit a home run. Like it was definitely a very different experience. Even a different experience from here. Like,
Right. Well, that
yeah,
was
like
that
even
was
like
that was
go
opening
ahead.
weekend, right?
Right.
So I mean, there's added excitement, and it was Jackie Robinson Day, so even more added excitement.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, I mean, I just, like we said before, like it just kind of, there's a bigger reach for the Dodgers, and like I just think they're a little bit more passionate.
Right.
But
Don asked, "What's the best ballpark food you had on the trip? Did you dabble?"
yeah, well, we only got dogs, man. Dodger dogs they're huge.
Okay.
Um,
What's on a Dodger dog? Is that just like a standard hot dog?
yeah, it's just you can get like a super. I don't know what a super Dodger dog is.
Okay.
I guess it's kind of bigger than the standard Dodger dog.
That's what she said.
All right. So and it's weird, like they come like in a wrapped like roll too, like
Okay.
you have to like break the roll to like put mustard on it. Like it's kind of weird. And the Angels
Oh,
dog
like it's a
was good.
full roll all the way like around.
Yeah,
They just
exactly.
like what do they just hollow out the roll and shove the dog in there?
I
pretty
guess.
much?
Well, no. Yeah, I guess they have to, because you can like it gives you like a tear away kind of like a piece of like paper or something. Like they give you a tear away like on the roll, but like you have to actually tear it. Like
Yeah.
it was weird.
Yeah, and Shay says he's shocked if this is taking place during the Sixers game. I do have it on a separate screen up right now.
Yeah, we
so,
are watching.
We're keeping track. That's why we're not going to really talk much Sixers until the end of the show. But I mean, they're up 20 right now, so they're
Right.
taking care of business.
Yeah. So if you hear that's the thing. If you hear my phone vibrate, it's because I'm watching the Sixers.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, we had the Dodger ice cream like from both because like how the Phillies have like the helmet.
Do they still do that? I
Yeah.
guess
So
they do.
so
Yeah.
yeah. So I we grabbed a couple of those. So I have a Dodger one and an
Oh,
Angel one.
nice. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then my wife had a churro from Dodger Stadium. She said Disneyland was better, but
Really?
yeah,
I love a good churro.
I don't
Churros
like cinnamon, so
churros are great.
yeah.
But all right, let's get into it. I mean, let's just. There's really not much. I mean, there's a bunch to talk about Sixers wise, but we're gonna start with Sixers and then we're gonna finish them till the end.
Yeah.
So I gotta play the song, right?
For game one.
Game one, exactly. So you play the Toronto Raptors, and who needs defense? Who needs it?
The Phillies.
That is true. 131 to 111. I mean, there's great plays all around. I mean, you got Tyrese Maxey dropping 38 just casually,
Right.
just because he can. Tobias Harris showed up, 26 points. I mean, it's just a great game all around. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about game one, other than the lack of defense. But you win by 20 points. Who cares?
Right. Yeah. Listen, I didn't. To be honest with you guys, I watched parts of it because of traveling.
Well, you were on a plane probably for most of that game, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because we took off. We landed like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes in. We got to the airport after it started, and then you kind of had to find your way a little bit around and what gate you got to go to, and then we sat down and got food. And by the time we sat down and got food, I watched about halfway through the first up to halftime, and then I here and there in the second half, and then we left. And by the time we were in the air, by the time the game, it was
Right.
halfway through the third quarter or fourth quarter. So
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great team win. The thing, I mean, I tweeted it out. And obviously Maxey is a big story surrounding the game, but if you get that level of production from Tobias Harris for majority of the season, or majority of the playoffs, if he plays like that through the majority of the playoffs, this team is unstoppable. When you have that many options, you could have. I mean, everybody knows what Joel is, right?
Right.
I mean, that's a given. Harden, when he's on, he's great, and then Maxey's playing out of his mind. But if you have that fourth option in Tobias and he's playing that great, this team is unstoppable.
So my only thing is, you know how much I've liked Tobias the last couple of years he's been here. I've defended him on the show. I've defended him off of the show, on the record, off the record. But my only thing is like, if he continues to play like this, like. And listen, I think he only has one more year left on his contract, so like I don't know how much they're willing. Like I don't know how much they
of a future he has. Here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It kind of if he plays well enough, does it keep him around for another year? And like
I don't think they're worried about that, or even him. Like, just get production out of him right now in this playoff, because the window's now. Like, this is the window. And listen, against the Hawks last year, he played great in game 1 and game 2, and then kind of disappeared the rest of the series.
Well,
so
yeah,
maybe that'll happen again. But
I'm talking more about, I don't know if I want him after this year. So like,
sure, yeah, but I'm not worried about next year. I'm not worried about.
No,
I'm just worried
you.
about this playoff.
I gotcha. And listen, like in game 1 too, like bringing up the Harden thing, like it's so nice to have that guy who, when you go on when the other team goes on an 8-0 run, 10-0 run, it's so nice to have a guy that you know what, I'm gonna go get a bucket. I'm gonna go get 2 buckets, and you saw that from Maxey too. Game 1. I think Toronto was on like an 8-0 run, yeah, and like Harden came out, hit a mid-range shot, or he might have went to the basket. Then he hits a step back 3. Like it was just Ben Simmons wasn't that guy, and like they really needed that guy, especially against Atlanta last year. Like
this team this year has something they were lacking last year, and that is a point guard with balls. Like Maxey wants the ball, he wants to produce, he wants to hit the shot, he just wants it. And he has fun doing it. Whereas
they got 2 point guards now to do that.
Well, that's also true. But Maxey's just living for the moment. Like he he wants to produce. He wants to be a part of a winning team.
Of
Whereas
course.
the other guy just was kind of flying by the seat of his pants, didn't want the ball, just wanted everybody else to do the work around him.
Dude, I said it on the show 100 times. You have one guy who wants to be great, and you have another guy. You have one guy who wants to be great at the game, and you have another guy who wants to he wants the things that the game gives him. So
Listen,
they traded that guy.
There are a lot of teams that fucked up by letting Maxey fall to 21.
20 teams,
Yeah,
including the team we're playing tonight that was the pick right before us.
yep.
So
I mean,
listen,
how
listen,
this kind of talent? I mean, I know a lot of drafts are crapshoots, but I feel like the NBA more than any, like the guys in the 20, after they get drafted after 20, rarely hit. At least to this level.
I would say after the top 3 or 5, rarely hit.
Right.
Like it's
Right.
And if they do, they're bench players or like role players or 6-man like, but yeah, no, I mean Maxey's been great. If he would have played in that tournament, he's probably going earlier.
Yeah, probably
But-
a top 10 pick at that point, maybe.
So right. So us Sixers fans, we're grateful for COVID. So
Absolutely, yeah. So the one good thing we could take out of it,
right.
But I mean, what else from game one? I mean, Shake Milton get you 10 points off the bench, which I mean, that's kind of better than I would expect from Shake. To be honest,
Dude,
with you.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
Listen, if he gets you 10 off the bench, I'll take that every day and every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yep, absolutely. I'm just kind of going through it. Niang got you 8 points.
You kind of hope for a little bit more there, but
Yep,
'cause he's probably your probably your biggest bench piece. Probably plays the most minutes.
Yeah,
Probably your 6th man.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he played 16 minutes. Thibault had the most amount of minutes coming off the bench, 19, but only 3 points. But he's kind of there for the defensive side of his game. He's not going to be a big producer offensively.
Right. You kind of hope that he has those games where he puts up 12, 13, 3 steals.
Right.
And listen, give me it. I'll absolutely take that. Just like Shake's 10. Like, what did Danny Green do? Game 1.
22 minutes, 3 rebounds, 2 points.
What did he shoot?
I don't have that in front of me.
Yeah.
I
heard he was a brick house.
Yeah, I mean, can we how much can you really expect from Danny Green at this point? To be honest with you.
Well, listen. I mean, he's always been that clutch guy in the playoffs. Like you need that clutch shot. He hits those shots. And we even saw a little bit last year too. Like he up until like when he got hurt last year in the playoffs, they struggled against Atlanta for that leadership.
Yep.
The guy that can hit a shot, here and there, a clutch shot here and there. So, I was never a huge Danny Green fan, but I will give him that.
One for 6.
Yeah.
So he shot 16%.
Right. Yeah, no, that's not good.
No, but I mean, you don't. I mean, when you win by 20 points, that's kind of that thing kind of gets overshadowed by the win.
Yeah, but I got you. But like, it's also something you gotta kind of keep your eye on a little bit too, like going forward.
Oh, for sure.
So,
yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to keep a look on the score now. They're up by 24. Yeah. 3 minutes left. 3.5 minutes left in the third. So we will keep an eye.
I'm like really delayed. Then.
Are you?
I'm at 4 minutes. Yeah, in the third.
Okay, I'm at 3:31.
Hold on.
I just went to NBA.com and I'm watching it there.
Yeah.
I guess all the playoff games are free on there. You can just watch them on NBA.com.
Yeah, I'm on NBC Sports.
Okay.
I wonder if I go to TNT though.
There you go. You can try that. But I mean, I guess we can kind of move on a little bit, and we'll come back to the Sixers at the end after this game's over.
Yep.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Before we get into the Phillies, because there's a lot we got to get into there.
Okay.
Let's do some trivia.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find TNT. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just be delayed. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Listen, I listened to last week's show.
Okay.
It's listen, our two biggest critics,
Yep.
it's not as easy as it looks. It's not as easy as it sounds. Embiid isn't human. How did he just hit that? I'm delayed, so I don't know. I'm at 3:30 right now. 3:31.
Right.
in the third. But yeah, I listen. Michael and Doug did a great job stepping in. But yeah, game day bucket go boom, because this is not easy. It's not easy to be on the spot. You're
No,
not that
it's
we're
not.
timed, but like we gotta get things going a little bit here.
Yeah, we can't just sit here for 45
Right.
minutes trying to think of answers and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
And
So
listen, when the spotlight's on and when it's time to go, sometimes it's a little tougher.
the
tougher to
spotlight's on.
answer.
It gets a little hot. That spotlight
Yeah.
gets a little hot. All right. So yeah. So So like you said, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Phillies. I wasn't here last week, so missed opening day. So let's see. All 5 questions are Phillies related,
Okay. All right.
and they all have 4 of the 5 have an opening day theme.
Okay.
So we're gonna try it. All right.
Sure. Yeah. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So okay. First question: since 1901, who has had the most opening day starts in left field for the Phillies in franchise history?
Left field. Jesus Christ. I mean, this is probably wrong, but the only thing that could come to my mind right now is Pat Burrell. But how long was he really here? Yeah, I mean, let's go Burrell. Let's go Pat the Bat.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
It is not Pat the Bat. It is Greg Luzinski.
Okay. All right, fair enough. You don't have a list of like who was second, right? I'm curious how far behind.
I don't.
How many Pat Burrell?
No, so the list I saw was they did a starting lineup of them. It's kind of weird. They did like a starting lineup of the most
amount of
opening
people that
day. Yeah,
started at each position or whatever.
correct. Like
I
it was like
gotcha.
Lieberthal, Howard, Utley, Rollins, Schmidt, Luzinski, Ashburn, and I want to say I don't remember who right field was,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
all right. So next question.
That's an interesting list, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so yeah. So who has the second question? Who has the most opening day home runs in Phillies history with 5?
Opening day home runs. Huh. This is in franchise history.
Correct.
Opening day home runs.
5.
I'm going to say I got 2 names.
Maxie went down.
Did he?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that was
serious?
Maxie. Just dude, I'm trying to pay
Was-
attention to the questions and then like also watch, and it kind of somebody was on the ground. It looked like Maxie, and then they cut to commercial.
My answer is going to be Mike Schmidt.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It is Mike Schmidt.
There we go. Look at that.
We're not cheating here, are we?
No, not at all.
No, I'm just
Not at all.
All right.
It was
okay,
it was either going to be between him or Howard, but Howard, I mean, really doesn't have the longevity for me to say Howard there.
right. Okay, so like I said, 4 of the 5 questions are opening day. The next question I have on the list is not the opening day question. Would you rather stick with the other 2 opening day questions, or you want to go off and then go back?
Whatever you want. It's up to.
All right. Go ahead.
Let's stick with it. Let's stick
All right.
with
Yeah, I
opening
was gonna say
day.
we'll stick with it. All right. So starting with the 1960s and ending in the 2010s, what single decade do the Phillies have a winning record of 8-2 on opening days? So if you need me to like rephrase this question a little bit,
Repeat that.
okay. So from the 1960s, starting with the 1960s and ending
Okay.
in the 2010s,
Okay.
what single decade do the Phillies have a winning record of 8-2? It's the only decade they have a winning record on.
It's the only
opening
decade
day.
that they had a winning record.
On opening day for the 10 years.
Um.
So the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s.
Wow. See,
They were
it
8-2.
stops in 2010.
Yeah, because we're in the 2022. No, the 2010s.
Okay,
meaning
okay,
2010 to 2020
I see. See, the beginning of the 2010s,
or 2019,
they
whatever.
were good, but the tail end of that, I don't know. The 90s, they had like a year or 2 in there. The 80s, they kind of sucked. I'm gonna say the 2010s.
Went to 2 World Series in the 80s.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't know the later part of that. I'm gonna say 2010s.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Is
So
it
the
80s?
2010s, I think, was actually the worst.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, there's
because
some
after
bad years in
2011 they
there,
sucked.
right? Yeah, yeah,
2012
true.
to 2019, they absolutely sucked.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It is the 1960s. They were 8-2 in the 1960s.
60s, really?
Every other decade, they're either 500 or under 500 on
Wow.
opening day. Which it's one game, you know what I
True,
mean?
true.
It doesn't say your franchise is good or bad.
That's true. It's a
you
very
know.
random stat.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely stuck out to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up, on April 12th, 2004, what player hit the first ever home run at Citizens Bank Park during the Phillies home opener? So this was the third series of the year. It was against the
2004.
Cincinnati Reds, and like I said, it was the third series of the game. It was their home opener, like their opening day
2004.
against
I'm trying
Cincinnati.
to figure that lineup. Oh man. Let's go Bobby Abreu.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It is Bobby Abreu.
Is it really?
Yep.
Okay. I was back and forth between him or Barrow.
I don't know, man.
What?
Might be cheating over here.
You think I'm cheating?
No, I'm just fucking around. All right,
I
so
mean, I'm a little
last up-
insulted. I'm a little insulted.
I'm
You
just
think I
kidding.
would cheat? Hey, listen, I've been so bad at trivia for so long. I would have cheated a long time ago if I had no integrity.
All right, now last question. Again, this is not an opening day question. It may not even be really a Philadelphia Phillies question. But I feel like this is something a lot of Philadelphians know. Okay, so the Oakland A's franchise called Philadelphia their home from 1901 to 1954, then moved to what city from 1955 to 67 before officially moving to Oakland in 68? So from 1901 to 54, they were in Philly. From 1955 to 67, where were they? And then in 68,
I've heard this before. I don't remember. The first city that comes to my mind for whatever reason is Cincinnati.
okay. Let me give you this.
But I don't think that's right with the way that you just
It's not.
disregarded my
But I'll
answer.
let you give it. I'll let you get another because I was gonna give you this hint. Now, if you remember from The Sandlot, the pitcher Kenny Nunez or whatever his name is, he wears it's not the Oakland, but it's the same city. He wears the hat.
Wait, what?
So okay, so the pitcher from The Sandlot, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't wear the Oakland hat or the A's hat rather, because they weren't in Oakland yet. But he
Right.
doesn't wear the A's hat, but he wears a hat from the same city that the A's played in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So essentially, like
It wasn't Brooklyn, was it?
I don't know, was it?
I got nothing. Yeah, sure, Brooklyn.
Listen, Brooklyn moved from they moved to the Dodgers in 58. They moved to LA in 58.
Right.
So we're gonna go Brooklyn?
Sure. Yeah.
That is incorrect.
I who is it?
Kansas City.
Okay. I don't
He
think
wore so technically it wasn't even an MLB team. It was like
independent ball.
yeah,
or something like that.
right.
Yeah.
So it was the Kansas City Monarchs who Jackie Robinson played for before he made he
Right. I don't think I ever would have said KC. I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I remember now that you say it. I don't. My mind
Right.
never would have went Kansas City.
Yeah, I was almost going to tell you, like, think of it as a halfway point from Philly to Oakland,
Right.
but I don't know if you would have gotten that either. That was that was a pretty hard question, but
that is a tough question.
yeah. So, yeah, it's trivia for you.
That is trivia. All right, so let's move on to the Phillies. It was a less than stellar week. You lose three out of 4 to the Marlins. And why do the Phillies have such trouble beating the Marlins? Like, it just seems like the Marlins just have their number. I don't understand what's going on there.
I'm not sure. It's not like it's like a year or two. It's like for like the last 5 years. Like, and it's not even against the Marlins. It's just in Miami.
Right.
Maybe it's these guys are I don't know. Maybe they're thinking about the golf courses. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Listen, before I get into the Phillies, we do have stuff to talk about there. I just kind of wanted to talk about me trying to listen to the Phillies game. I went on a whole rant on Twitter about this because my blood still boils from it. Right. So this was the day game. I guess this would have been either Wednesday or Thursday. I forget what day their day game was. So
against the Mets, right?
This was what was it against the Mets?
I think it was the third game against the Mets that you were having issues.
Yes, I believe so. So I try to I turn on the Odyssey app. For anybody that doesn't know, Odyssey is like a radio app where like if you turn on listen to WIP, you can listen to it on the Odyssey app. So I turn on the game. I'm listening to the pregame, and everything's going smooth. Then first pitch happens, or we're leading up to first pitch, and I get an error message that says something along the lines of, if you're listening to this, you're probably outside of the broadcast market for Philadelphia. You're not allowed to listen to it. Whatever. You don't have the rights. But you can't listen to it. So you're gonna just keep hearing this message until you shut it off. Essentially. So I was like, that's weird. I'm in like Gloucester City, New Jersey. I'm working.
Right.
I'm in a truck.
Walking distance.
I could literally step in the Delaware River. I could swim to Citizens Bank Park.
Right.
So I was like, this is very odd. So I messaged Odyssey, right? And I figure like, what's going on? Why can't I hear this game? What's the issue? So they're like, all right, to click this link and get your IP address and send it back to us. We'll see if you're in the broadcast market, whatever. So I do all that. This is the email I get back from them because this doesn't make any sense. Hi, Mike. Thank you for responding. I see that the IP address shared is in the location of New Jersey. I am sorry to let you know that this game is not available in New Jersey, which is located outside of the designated market areas of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Delaware, and New York.
So wait. So when you're reading this, you're thinking, okay, I'm outside of the zone, whatever, and then you read it, Delaware, but then you read New York, and you're like, what the fuck?
New York. So New Jersey is not in the Philadelphia market, but New York is.
Right.
Where's the logic? And now listen, full disclosure, I'm like me and Odyssey. Odyssey's become my sworn enemy. I'm protesting. I've deleted the app off my phone because I never listened to like WIP regularly because WIP is an awful radio station because the sports talk radio in this city sucks. So I don't listen to it all that often. The only time I listen to it is for Phillies games.
Right.
So, that was the only time I was going to listen to it. So, I've deleted that off my phone, right? And chances are, this isn't even an Odyssey thing. This is probably solely from the MLB. And if that's the case, I hope that league fucking folds. Because this is awful. So
all because you can't listen to the Phillies? You're definitely not going to listen to the Phillies if the MLB folds.
I don't care.
So if you can't listen, nobody else can listen, right?
Exactly. and I can listen. That's the thing, is in order for me to listen, if you're outside the market of the team that they want you to listen to, that you have to buy like the MLB stream subscription where you can listen to any game, and it's like $20 for the year. Now, granted, $20 for a year isn't bad, but it's principle, Dom. It's principle. I'm not giving the MLB or Odyssey any of my money.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So like honestly, like you're gonna pay the $20 to like. How many more times are they gonna play during the day, during the week? You know what I mean? Like 5 more times this year. Like, is it really worth it?
Yeah. And my next move, this move, I'm kind of proud of. So I emailed that person back, and I was in like Brooklyn, New Jersey, which I don't know if anybody knows. It's like a little tiny borough right next to like Gloucester City. It's like right over the Delaware. I could literally see Citizens Bank Park from where I was parked. Right, I had my truck. I could see Citizens Bank Park. I take a picture.
Dude, I would call them and be like, I'm gonna catch this fucking home run from whoever, I don't know.
So I take a picture of Citizens Bank Park from where I was located. I sent it to them. And I said, how am I? I said, what did I say? How am I not in the Philadelphia market? I can literally see the stadium from where I'm at. And then I never heard back.
Yeah, they ghosted you.
They
said,
ghosted
yeah,
me.
he's got a point. He's got a point. So like, we got to bounce.
What sense is that? I literally could see Citizens Bank Park from where I was, and I couldn't listen. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
Yeah, next time you just got to get your swim trunks and
yeah, Maybe if I got far enough into Delaware and I crossed the Delaware River and I crossed into state lines, maybe I could have listened
Right.
like from the Delaware.
Right.
just
Yeah.
makes
Well,
no
instead of a
sense.
truck, we'll just have to get you a boat.
Yeah, cool. I'm cool with that. So, but the other thing that makes sense is like opening day, right? Because that was a day game, right? The opening day game. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
It's 3 o'clock.
I listened to the Odyssey. I listened to the Odyssey app for that game. It let me listen to like the first 3 innings or 2.5 innings, and then randomly I got that message saying I couldn't listen to it again. So it's very odd. I don't understand. Something fishy.
Maybe
is afoot.
yeah. Maybe it's like you know how like when you have cable, it's like they'll give you like the MLB package for free for like the
or
first
whatever.
week.
Yeah.
I'm sure
it gave
it's something
they gave
like
me 2
that.
innings.
Yeah,
So here's 2
Yeah.
innings, and then you could go fuck yourself. Is what they
Right.
said.
pretty much. That's
Yeah.
Odyssey. You know,
Yep. Odyssey and
Odyssey.
the MLB are both my enemies now at this point.
Odyssey.
Like,
yeah, Odyssey. 2 innings and then go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's their slogan.
that's our slogan exactly. So I'm gonna stop at nothing to just destroy Odyssey. Now I'm a single person, so I need every person listening, all 4 of you, to delete the app, email Odyssey, let them know how incredibly stupid this is.
Yeah,
I can't listen to the Phillies losing a 9-6 game to the Mets. I can't listen to that. Apparently,
maybe
So.
they're helping you out. I mean,
maybe,
you know,
maybe, but that should be
it's a
my
blessing in
choice.
disguise.
That should be my. If I want to put the needle to my arm, I should be the one to do it. You know, I don't need Odyssey telling me.
I got
to do
you.
it. You know
I
what
got
mean?
you. Yeah, more power to you. I got you.
I'm fired up now. But anyway, what's going on with the Phillies?
Dude, I listen. I'm gonna be totally honest with you and our listeners. It
You
was a
didn't
crazy week
watch
for
it
me.
all. Yeah, you didn't watch.
I wouldn't say at all. I did watch the comeback. The last like 2 innings of the comeback against the Mets, the first game against the Mets on Monday.
Okay.
And then here and there, like other games, and like I took one of the days I was there. So I have the NBC Sports app. So as long as you have Wi-Fi, and I don't even think you need Wi-Fi, but you can just watch it wherever.
Right.
So and this NBC Sports does not pay us for this, but you can watch it wherever. And I was like in the shower on like one of those nights, and like just listening to the game.
But
So
this is while you were away in California.
yeah,
Yeah, so you could watch it on NBC Sports in California, but I couldn't listen to it across the goddamn bridge.
Correct.
Makes a lot of sense.
correct.
Maybe I should have Maybe I should just do that. Maybe if I download the NBC Sports app, maybe I could watch it that way.
Don't hold me to it. I don't know if it's just under Wi-Fi or not because we didn't have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So just give it a shot though. Just download it and give it a shot.
That.
But you do
Sorry,
you
I'm
will
still
you
going
will
off.
have to listen to Tom McCarthy, and you will not be able to listen to Fransky. So that's a little
shame.
downside.
That is a shame.
Right.
But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So you know I didn't get to watch much. I scoreboard watched a lot. You know, it just seems like, you know, like you said on the show last week, one game they're going to score 8 runs. The next game they're going to score 2. The next game they're going to score 13.
Yeah.
Then they're going to score 1.
Yeah.
You know, so it seems a lot like these current teams the last couple of years where they finished 800 or 500. So I wish they finished 800.
Just the inconsistency. Like we know this lineup when they're hot they can rake. Like they have hitters all throughout the lineup.
Right.
But the problem is just doing it on a consistent basis. Like they're going to score 10 runs, and then they're going to have a stretch of games where they score one or two. Like
Yeah.
it's just the consistencies right now. As inconsistent as the hitting has been, that's not even my biggest concern. Because I think they will get going once the weather gets a little warmer.
Of course.
But this pitching staff right now is a mess. Like the
Yeah.
starting rotation specifically, their ERA is like 6th worst in all of baseball. Now, granted, it's 2 weeks, not even.
Right.
So it's a little early, it's whatever. But the pitching staff has not been good. Aaron Nola takes the mountain. What are the Phillies doing?
I am trying to. It's nothing top of the 4th.
Okay,
One
so
out.
Aaron Nola is pitching tonight, I believe, right? So
Yes.
he hasn't been bad. But granted, his first outing he really wasn't that bad until like the 6th inning when
I feel like
Girardi
it's every
left
opening
him
day
in too
though.
long.
I feel like that's every
Yeah.
opening day though. It's like Nola will pitch great 6 innings and then he lets up the like it was either last year or the year before. It must have been last year because 2 years ago they started in July because of COVID. But like
Right.
it was like they played the Braves, I guess, and like there were like 3 hits that would have been on the third deck, but because it was so cold, they were just flyouts to the warning track. And then
Right.
finally, I think it was Sandoval, or it might have been 3 years ago, hit a bomb. Like so, and then I think they lost the game. So like, I feel like it's every opening day with Nola. It's like
Yeah.
he'll pitch 5 or 6 great innings. He'll get lucky here and there with not giving up a huge homer, and then he loses it late. He gives up that one meatball, and everything changes.
Yeah. For sure. Are you concerned with Zach Wheeler at all? I mean,
I think he's still hurt, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's still hurt or he just didn't have really a spring to get into
Right.
into a rhythm.
I guess that's what I mean. I don't know how healthy he is. I don't know
Right.
and if he's not healthy, I don't know how much he really has right now.
Right.
So like you said,
Yeah.
so
That's fair. I mean, if he is dealing with something, shut him down and let him get right. Because
yeah,
I mean, you need him in you need him at the top of your rotation and dealing. But
dude, like
right now, he's not pinching well at all.
right, and going back to the lineup too, like even Schwarber, like, listen, it's April, it's the second week of the league. The guys like Mark Teixeira, who's a very good baseball player, sucked in April. You know what I mean? Like, you can be a very good baseball player, and it takes a month to kind of get things going, especially when the heat starts to come in, the cold air gets out. But like, I don't know, like, he's really shocked me so far with how. Listen, opening day he had a bomb, and then after that it's just been like very, very, very like.
He was like 0 for 20 something at some point.
Yeah, like it's been bad.
After that home run. It was like 0 for 25 or something.
There was a TikTok I saw of these. It was in Philly. I think it was because he was wearing like a Phillies hat. There were like 2 guys like lifting this piece of furniture, and then the dude with the Phillies hat was holding it with like 2 fingers, and they're like, "Yeah, that's Kyle Schwarber." Like, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's early. It's really early. Hopefully,
Very early.
they're in Colorado. They start getting the ball, hitting the bat with the ball a little bit here.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of surprised that Nola hasn't let up a run yet. Like,
Yeah,
those balls can fly in Colorado. And Colorado, as much as like, I'm not sure what they're doing in terms of like building a team. They're like one of the best home teams like in baseball.
right.
Just year after year, they just know how to build a team that wins.
Well,
on
because
their
it's
home
that
field.
air. Yeah, it's that air.
Right, exactly.
The thin air.
Yep.
So, and like I don't know if you were planning on talking about it, but like even Girardi, like it's just
I was getting there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, how long of a leash does he have? Like, that's kind of the biggest question is if these struggles continue until late May, early June, like, does he have that short of a leash?
Sorry, somebody just got picked off at first. Hoskins.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, but that's the thing is like how often do managers get fired halfway through the year in baseball? Like I'm sure it's happened, but like
I'm trying to think when
Sandberg quit halfway through.
the Mike Schilt for the Cardinals when he made that big run was that his first full year or did he come in halfway through? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. But again, it's very, very, very rare that happens halfway through the year. I'm not saying it can't happen, it won't happen. I hope it does happen. But but then who's out there like Jim Leland? Like I don't know, like you know what I mean? Like
True.
I don't know. My thing is if they do fire him halfway through the year, they're probably going to just have like a bench coach or something like.
Yeah,
Take
I just think you need consistency, or maybe not consistency, but stability. Like he's constantly changing the lineup, and I get it. He's trying to find the right combination. Still a lot of new pieces on this lineup. You're trying to find what works, but let these guys get into a rhythm. To keep one lineup for a long period of time and see if it works. You can't make a lineup and if it doesn't work one night, go away from it because it didn't work one night. It's baseball. It's a long season. You got to be a little more patient when it comes to managing day to day. But at the same time, I think there's a chance he just has a short leash just because they made too much of an investment in the offseason with the moves that they made to not be a playoff team. It's playoffs. I got you.
No, I got you. Also, like you and I have talked off the record like about this too. Like, the leadoff spot, like it's brutal. Like they have not had a leadoff hitter since Rollins, and I'm not even saying like I want a good leadoff hitter like that. Like they just haven't had a legit leadoff hitter like that since him. Like, and asking for a Rollins is a lot. Like, but like even Segura, like you and I have talked about Segura, like rather him lead off than anybody else because last year he was one of the best leadoff hitters in the league. Like,
Yep.
but even then, like I don't even want him as a leadoff. Go. They should have went out and got Marte. Like, go get somebody to lead off, play center field.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I mean, I don't think this team's a World Series winning type team, but only 2 teams have made it to the World Series in the history of Major League Baseball who made a mid-season managerial change. That is the 1978 Yankees and the 2003 Marlins.
Okay.
So there you go. Only 2 teams in the history of baseball.
Right. But again, you have to look at how many times managers get fired halfway through the year too.
True.
Like I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Like, but I've never, like, to me it just doesn't really happen that often, off the top of my head. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. So all right.
I wonder how cold it is in Colorado because it's funny. Like Nola's like that guy, like, because he's from Louisiana. Like he loves those like hot, sweaty, like, August Sunday games where it's
right because when September comes, he kind of disappears again.
Right, because it gets cool. Yeah,
again. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm kind of interested to see interested to see how cold it is in Colorado.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on. let's do a live weather report. Hold on.
He just gave up a double.
Do they play in Denver? Where
I
do
believe
they
so.
Play? It is.
I
Denver?
believe they play in Denver.
All right, hold on. Let's 59 degrees.
Okay.
It's
not that bad.
It's warmer there than it is here.
But it probably feels like 35. Like
True. So
yeah.
There you go. All right. Trying to think where else I wanted to go here. Anything else, Phil? I mean, again, I agree with Gene Segura. I've been saying it all spring. Like Segura should be the leadoff hitter here,
right,
in this lineup. But again, you said he was great last year in that role, and he's not like a Jimmy Rollins speed kind of guy, but he has probably the most speed on this lineup, right? Like who? I mean, you don't have Roman Quinn anymore. Not that I would want Roman Quinn leading off every day because he was a shitty fucking hitter. Even though
I've always said about Roman Quinn.
Didn't they sign him to a minor league deal?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's back in the organization. They signed him to like a minor league contract, I think. So.
Roman Quinn had game-changing speed if he was good. Like his speed could have changed the game. It's just he fucking sucked. So
couldn't hit the ball. Like,
forget about hitting the ball. You don't even need your center fielder to be a hitter. Like, just fucking field the ball. Like
that's true too. Yeah, how are you that fast and you can't track a ball?
But that's the issue with this organization is like they draft like second basemen and like put them in center field and like, all right, well, go play. Like,
no, you got to draft a true center field.
Like Herrera was a second baseman who they moved to center field. Like Roman Quinn was a that wasn't a draft.
That wasn't a draft pick. I mean, it was a Rule 5 pick. It wasn't like
I'm just saying like guys that they try to develop.
They try to do it with Kingery. They try to move him to center.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like this is like the 4th or 5th guy where like, they're draft. And listen, you play shortstop.
Wouldn't shock me if they put
position.
Wouldn't shock me if they put Stott out there.
Right. No, I know. And like, there's that saying, if you play shortstop, you can play any position. I don't agree with that because Roman Quinn was a shortstop and he fucking sucked in center.
I think you could play. So yeah, that's fair. They did put Alec Boehm back at third base after the whole 3-error thing that happened. What was your take on that whole Boehm shenaniganery that went on last week? I didn't get your take on it.
Yeah. So no,
that happened. That happened the night of our show last week. So like me and Doug didn't even get to talk about it because that thing happened after we stopped. After we stopped the show. Right.
Yeah. No. I mean, listen. He didn't pull the Ben Simmons or Carson Wentz where crying to get my way out of here. I don't know. I guess I kind of respect it. You come clean. Listen. I don't want to beat a dead horse because it's been all over Twitter for a couple days after. But like, I don't want to be here either. Like, I fucking hate this place too. So like,
right.
Whatever. I'm glad they gave him. Oh my god. Sorry. He just ran into the tarp.
Who's that?
Talking about Alec Boehm.
Okay.
He was trying to catch a foul ball.
Did he make the catch?
He did not make the catch. He dropped it. Shocker.
Like an error kind of drop, or like was it a tough play to make and he just came up short?
I mean, a Major League Baseball player probably makes that catch.
Okay, fair enough.
Wait, let's see. Let's see the replay. Yeah, no, he probably should have had that.
And like the thing is, as bad as he's been in the field and as bad as he is in the field, he's been hitting the ball really well.
Dude, he just didn't track. He just. I'm sorry. I know you're going on, but like, you're a major league player. Like, you have to be able to track the ball. Like, he just didn't track the ball there, and like, it's a tough play because it's the warning track, and like, I know you. It's hard to explain, but like, you know where like the tarp is like for when the rain
weather.
Yeah. So he like ran into it, but like, and listen, he's trying not to run into it before
you got to know where you are on the field, though.
Right, but like exactly like, and he just like didn't track the ball well. But go ahead, sorry.
But like, as good or as bad as he's been in the field, he's been hitting the ball really well. He's right around like he's right around like a 650 average. Now, granted, it's not a lot of at bats, so that number's maybe inflated a little bit. But he's right around 600 or 650, something around there. But why not put him in the DH spot now? You could put Stott at third, but then what do you do with Castellanos and Schwarber?
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of the thing.
That's the issue,
right? So maybe I don't know. I don't know what to call. But can you on it? Can we have the conversation? Can you put Bryce Harper at center field?
I don't know.
Castellanos to right, Schwarber left.
He is their best outfielder defensively, and he's just fine. Like he's nothing special. Would I be surprised if Girardi did it? No, but like, I don't know. I don't know if I would do that.
You don't think?
I think he's actually played a game in center field once for the Phillies. It was
not...
either against the Phillies when he was with Washington, or it was while he was here.
You just have such a mess in center field that like Bryce Harper is probably an average to slightly above average right fielder, but I will take that at center field. And Harper's bad at center field over Matt Vierling, and then that allows me to move Alec Boehm to the DH, so I don't have to see him in the field. Put Stott, who's a very good fielder, at third base.
But then it also goes to the like, you also have to think like, if we're calling for more traditional lineups and more traditional baseball, right?
Putting Bryce Harper in center field is not traditional.
No, not even that. Not even that. But I'm correct in that assumption, right? Like you want more tradition, right?
Yes and no. I think it depends.
Okay, so that goes to my point though. Like if you want more tradition, like Alec Boehm doesn't do enough offensively to be a DH. Like DH is supposed to hit you home run.
I understand. He doesn't have as much. No, I agree. He doesn't have as much pop, but he's hitting the ball well, and he's hitting them where they ain't. Of
course.
Cliche. He's getting on base, and he's hitting for average. So I just think he has more value when he's not in the field.
Yeah, no, I got you. It kind of sucks you can't put him in left field either.
No.
So,
no, I mean, honestly, could you?
Yeah, why not?
Move Castellanos to third. I know he was doing some third base stuff, in spring training.
Well, he was originally a third baseman.
Was he?
Yeah, he came up. He was drafted as a third baseman.
Was he really?
In Detroit? Then they moved him to the right field, and then
that's gotta be the big slap in the face. Like, hey, we drafted you as a third baseman, but we don't think you could do it. So
his first no, like it was for like his first like 5 years he was a third baseman.
Really?
It's not even like a year or two.
That's
like wild. It was. I'm gonna look up.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, he was originally a third baseman.
Okay,
that's why he takes ground balls. I do not need Bryce Harper taking ground balls third base.
No, I don't. No, I don't need that. That's where we draw the line. I don't need that. But why not? Why not try Castellanos at third?
Let's see.
I mean, we obviously know what his bat is.
Well, Baseball Reference give me. Okay, so so in 2013 was his rookie year. He played. His first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he played third base, and he also played right field. It looks like halfway through his fifth year, they moved him to third base and DH.
Okay.
And then after that, he played right field for a couple years, and then when he went to Chicago, they moved him to left field.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, he originally third baseman. I don't know. I don't know how good defensively he is, like off the top of my head, like, but from things that I've heard, like he's just not good defensively. Like that's why Schwarber's playing over him in left field. You know.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's some truth to that, but I mean, and I talked about it. I mean, Stott's a better fielder than Bohm, but he's been struggling at the plate too.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't been as great as he was in spring training because he was tearing the cover off the ball.
Right.
So I'm not really
Listen,
sure
baseball's a game about it's a game about streaks, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So I think it's, and I'm not saying it's you, but I'm just saying I think we're freaking out a little bit too early. Everybody's freaking out a little bit too early. Let's see where they are when the weather starts to get warmer and the ball starts to travel a little bit.
No, there's some truth to that, but like
and like I said, like I didn't watch much, but like everything I'm reading too, it's like they're hitting the ball hard. They're just like there were like 2 or 3 games so far where like I've heard that like they're hitting it hard. They're just hitting it right to the fielders, like
because the shift is fucking stupid. There, I said it. No, but like again, and all the things that we can be concerned about, I already said it, like hitting is the least of my concerns because when the weather warms up, I think this team will get going. I think the bats will get going.
right.
To me, it's the pitching because for the last however many seasons you want to count 2, 3, you haven't gotten a good Aaron Nola.
Right.
Zach Wheeler has never really had 2 great years back to back.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I think his 2 years here were really, really good back to back.
I mean,
You look up the numbers.
all right, fair enough. Listen, talk amongst yourselves. My favorite
Listen,
saying.
I can't talk. I'm watching the Sixers right now. So
What's the score? Give me.
it is 107-92. 107-92. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes 32 seconds, and Tobias just bricked the 3.
Okay, so the first year that was the COVID year where they only played like fucking 60 games. He had where the hell is ERA? Why can't I just get okay? So he had a 2.92 ERA.
That's really good.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. He pitched in 11 games. He was 4-2.
Okay.
So, yeah, 2.92 is really good. Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's really hard to get any kind of stats from 2020 and
It
really
is.
count them.
It is, but I mean, his first year in the Mets, 2013, 3.42 ERA, then 3.54 ERA second year, then 5.21 ERA, 3.31, 3.96. That was his year with the Mets.
My favorite thing about Wheeler since he's been here though is like his last 2 years with the Mets. It was like he started off the first half of the year terrible, and then he would come off and like just be like a totally different pitcher half through the second half of the year. And I feel like he's been so consistent here throughout the whole year.
I think his last 2 years with the Mets, I think he was also hurt, or at least one of them he was hurt, right?
I know he was hurt his not his rookie year, his second year when they went to the World Series against Kansas City, and like the owner like didn't want to pay for him to like sit on the bench or some shit, like
right.
So he wasn't even allowed to like be there. So
right.
Which is kind of fucked up. Just, but it is the Mets, so
yeah.
It looks like Sixers are gonna pull this out.
Yeah.
109-97 in minute 20. Playing keep away.
Are they?
Yep.
Did you have anything else Sixers wise? Or did you kind of wrap up with the? I'm sorry. Did you have anything else Phillies wise before we wrap up with the Sixers?
You mean Phillies? Before we? I gotcha. I was confused for a sec. Like I said, just let's wait a couple weeks. Let's wait for this warmer weather to come. I think it's supposed to be warmer. Start to get warmer at the end of this week. I apologize for giving everybody the bad weather that I brought with me.
It's fucked up. I'll be honest.
It's fucked up. It's not as bad as Odyssey, but it's up there.
They're my mortal enemy.
I forgot to mention too. When I went to the Dodgers game, if we're still on this baseball talk, we went for the 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier. It was really, really cool. Like they had his wife there, which she is still alive, looks great. They had his son, who's probably like in his 60s, 70s, or probably like 70s now. I think the wife is like in her 90s, but she looked great. He looked great. They had a couple. I think it was Curtis Granderson and a pitcher. I can't remember who it was. They like presented like something like a painting to them, to the family. But it was really cool. Like the they gave away jerseys. I think I was telling you a little bit about that the other day, but yeah, no, it was totally cool experience. 75th anniversary, which just kind of lined up perfectly. It just the way it happened.
Yeah, you actually just reminded me about something because not only was the Odyssey one that I wanted to rant about. I had another rant that I wanted to get off my chest. It is an absolute joke that Clayton Kershaw got pulled with a perfect game after 7 innings. That is an absolute joke. Like,
dude, we were in Disneyland and the guy in front of us in like one of the rides, he was wearing a Kershaw jersey. Like, holy shit! Like, Kershaw has a perfect game through 6. Like, if you're a Dodger fan, you should know better.
Yeah,
he ain't staying in the game.
But like, that's the thing is, if I'm Clayton Kershaw,
Sixers win, by the way.
There you go. If I'm Clayton Kershaw, and Dave Roberts is coming out there to take me out of the game.
Well, he was in between innings, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in it was in between innings. That's right. So, but if I'm Kershaw,
but I got you. I understand what you're saying.
Dave Roberts is gonna have to shoot me in the neck with a tranquilizer dart and knock me unconscious for me to come out. I'm going back on that mound for the 8th inning.
Yeah, man. Did you ever hear that story with Charlie Manuel and Roy Halladay? Halladay was like it was like the 7th inning or whatever. Like, he was throwing a great game. It wasn't a perfect game or a no hit or anything. Comes off. Charlie goes, "All right, Doc. Like, good game. We'll get you the next one." And he's like, "No, I'm going back out there." And Charlie goes, "All right, well, tell me when you're done." And that was that was a real story. Like,
I know, I didn't hear that.
And listen, Kershaw's up there with some of the greats. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you think he
Hall
gets
of Famer.
that same respect?
Yeah, and Dave Roberts has a history of this, right? He did it back in 2016 with Rich Hill, or 2017, right around there, with Rich Hill. So he has a history of this.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear the argument of like, oh, Kershaw has a injury history. Like, yeah, we know that, obviously. And if this was down the stretch, if this is September, okay, I get that. You want to save him for the playoffs. But if he gets hurt now, right, say he goes out, say he pitches 110 pitches, gets his perfect game, right, and goes out there his next out and gets hurt for 2 months. You're the LA Dodgers, but that lineup, that rotation, you don't care if he's out there for the next 2 months. His games for the next 2 months are meaningless to you because as long as he's healthy in the playoffs, like, it's not like this is down the stretch where you need him in a couple weeks. It's an absolute joke. And like, my thing is, this probably has analytics written all over it. Analytics are ruining sports. You can't change my mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it. When did 80 pitches become a lot of pitches?
Right.
Like, guys used to go out there and throw a $130, a $140, like,
dude.
Like, it was nothing.
That was like the pitching limit for like when you're like 10.
Yeah.
Like, in Little League, like,
yep.
You don't want to throw more than 80 pitches because then you can't pitch on Thursday or whatever. Like, it's funny, but no, I agree. It kind of sucks. You want to see greatness.
And it's happened like 23 times in the history of the game.
Right.
I just think it's poor taste personally.
Yeah. But I honestly, like, it doesn't really bother me that much simply because I kind of knew it was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's Dave Roberts does. Like,
I don't know. Like, even if he had the perfect game after 7 and he's up to 105 pitches, okay, fine. It's 80 pitches. Like, what are you doing?
I got you. I
don't know. It's annoying. But whatever. I'm not a Dodgers fan, so I guess it doesn't really bother me all that much. So let's close out with finishing with the Sixers. So they did win Game 2, 112-97. They go back and play in Toronto on Wednesday. They actually only get 1 day off. It's a surprise in the NBA. These fucking babies. Sorry,
it's not about the players.
It's
all about money.
I was screaming at Embiid early in the game when he got fouled and he dropped to the floor like he was shot. I was like, dude, get up. You fucking grown ass man.
But that's
on the ground.
Totally different than when the NBA.
I hate this fucking league.
Listen, I got you. I don't disagree completely. Especially with the foul calls, like, especially tonight was really bad, where it was like the Raptors wanted every call and the sick and they just like.
I'm tired of hearing this argument. Like I'm tired. Like everything I look online is oh, the Sixers are insufferable because they're just foul baiting. Joel Embiid just looking for the foul. He's not
Right, there's a theme.
He's not a Trae Young of last year. Like Trae Young goes up to shoot the ball and initiates contact and tries to draw a foul. And Embiid's just playing hard under
which
the
is
rim
no longer a
and
foul.
just right. That's not a foul anymore, right? But last year Trae Young was
Right,
great
right.
at it, but. Embiid just goes to the basket hard. He's big as fuck, and he's impossible to guard without fouling.
Yeah, no, I got you. But like, it's very annoying when and the whole NBA does it where our team gets all the fouls, but we don't create any fouls. Like, and they bitch and moan every freaking play. Like, listen, some of these calls are a little ticky tacky, soft, but like, they're clear fouls. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But listen, the whole thing about them like having off, not playing every other day, like that has nothing to do with the players. It's about the league.
No, I think it's about the players.
Not one bit.
It's
not one
sure
bit.
It is. I think the players.
not one
I think
bit.
the players' association they want extra rest.
It's all about money. I'm telling you.
What does having an extra day have to do with money?
It creates 2 extra weeks for the whole league.
You're on the same team. You have the same amount of airtime on the TV.
Right.
You have the same amount of games played. Like you're on the TV the same amount of time.
I understand. I got you. I just think it has it has.
I think it's a health thing. I really do think it's a health thing, or a travel thing, especially come the finals when you're traveling East Coast, West Coast.
Right, but then if that was the case, then just do it for the finals.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
True.
I just think they're trying to. They make way more money than they ever have before, and they make more money off of not even playing games. It's just, you know what I mean? Like
That's because it's a soap opera more than it is a sport league, but you know,
it's entertainment.
Yeah.
But like, I just think they try to draw it out as long as they possibly can. That's the main reason, in my opinion.
Maybe. Like the NHL season still has each team has like 8 games left. That the Stanley Cup might end before the NBA Finals.
When do you know when the finals are
May.
supposed to be? Is it end June? The end of June? It's usually like mid June. Like
The
they're usually
finals.
around the same
I'm not
time.
sure the NBA Finals. I know the Stanley Cup.
No,
playoffs.
I mean the NHL.
The Stanley Cup playoffs start May 2nd. I don't know when the finals are scheduled.
Okay, I was just curious because
Yeah.
it's obviously with the Olympics,
It's usually the last week of May, first week of June.
right. 'Cause
This week
usually-
is pushed. This week is pushed back like 2 or 3 weeks.
right this year. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the Olympic break that they had. So
Yeah.
the season got pushed back. The end of the season got pushed back like 3 weeks.
Right.
So, all right. Anything else you want to get off your mind before we get out of here?
Well, yeah. Listen, I watched a little bit of the game
Yep.
tonight. The Sixers. You know, there were some issues where Niang he got bullied around a little bit. We got in foul trouble early, dude. Fred VanVleet, like, listen, we started the show at halftime, like, so we really couldn't watch too in depth the second half.
Right.
But you know, he put up 15 in the first quarter, and then he goose egged in the second quarter. So,
Yep.
you know, he hit 4 straight threes in Maxi's face, and then he missed like 4 wide open threes. So that definitely helps.
Yep.
You know, Toronto's a really, really good defensive team. Listen, I was not I before I got cut off last week from the shitty Wi-Fi. I was going to say I think the Sixers in 6. And I did tell you this before this game. I think I said it yesterday to you that I think it's Sixers in 6.
Okay.
But listen, man, I don't know. It might be leaning to 5.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they definitely drop one in Toronto.
Probably, and yeah, they probably drop one in Toronto. And then you come back 3-1.
Right.
You know, and
You got to
for
win that
game
yeah.
5, and I would think they take it. They're just a better team. Like, it's just call it what it is. I mean,
Right.
Embiid's obviously, we know what he is. He's out of his mind. 31 points tonight. He's the heart and soul of the team. Maxi's playing on a fucking another level. They're just a better team, and we'll see what happens next round. Because I'm not worried about Toronto. They got this.
All right.
They'll be all right.
I got you.
They'll be all right. Sixers in 5.
We're holding you to it.
Sixers in 5.
Everybody's holding it to both of us. 'Cause I think we
Listen.
both just said 5, right?
Yep. Everybody knows
So-
I'm a huge basketball guy. I know exactly what I'm
Right.
talking about.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
Sixers
Hashtag basketball
in
guy. Yep.
6ers in 5.
Yep.
And then let's just move on to the next round. Who they got next round? The Nets, the Celtics. Who are they facing? I don't even know who.
Well, I guess it depends. Obviously
the
who wins, but
seeding and all that.
yeah. They probably play. Let's see.
They don't play tonight, do they? They play
The
last night.
Celtics. They played
Yeah,
yesterday.
Okay, yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah. So to your calculations, they won't play till Friday. So
Exactly.
yeah. So let's see. They would obviously it all depends.
Yeah, it all depends on seeding. And
Yeah.
I think because it reseeds, right? So
Yeah. So
all right. I think that just about does it though this week, right? Anything else?
I think so.
All right. Well, listen, you guys can check us out anywhere you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. We go live every Monday night. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and now Twitch. So go like or follow or subscribe or whatever it's called over on Twitch.
Yeah.
Hold on, have an interesting question for this panel regarding baseball. All right, let's hear. What's the question about baseball? Let's finish with this last question.
Yeah,
then
they
we'll
caught us. They caught us at the right time.
Yep, because we were about to get out of here. Well, we'll wait for that question. But yeah, I mean, we're now on Twitch. That's where that comment came from. So we're live on Twitch. So go follow and like us over there.
I got
it's called. I'm still trying to learn a Twitch. I don't understand Twitch. Right
totally off topic. I got a good book recommendation that I'm reading right now called Daisy Jones. Daisy Jones and the Six. It is being made into a miniseries, I think. It's super good. It takes place in the late 60s, early 70s. Like it's kind of based off of Fleetwood Mac. About this girl Daisy Jones and then this other band called the Six, and basically like how they both kind of are rising through the rock world and they form a band together. So it's pretty good so far. I only got a couple hours left, so highly recommend that to anybody who's looking for a book.
There's
about
also
music.
Nice. Another unrelated topic. I was scrolling through like Disney Plus last night, and I didn't finish it, but I watched like the first like 20 minutes, and then I fell asleep, so I want to go back to it. But I think it's an old 30 for 30. It's called 4 Days in October.
Okay.
And it is about the 04 comeback, the Red Sox against the Yankees. And I've watched the first 20 minutes, and it is incredible so far.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend it. I got to finish it. I probably won't do it tonight. I'm hoping to finish it tomorrow.
All right, that sounds interesting. I just restarted Entourage for the 16th time.
Did you?
Yeah, because we just came back from LA, so I need to relive it a little bit.
All right, so let's hear this question. I remember the 1990s when you had the Braves and Yankees who dominated the landscape of baseball. Those two teams always pushed other teams to be better and held a stranglehold over National League and American League. I'm curious if we will ever see a dynamic like that again, considering the past 20 years or so we have not had many powerhouse teams in the league. I think right now you're starting to see the Dodgers a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the Dodgers are kind of the...
No, are we just talking about winning a World Series, getting to the World Series, that kind of... Or are we talking about... Because, look, the Braves have been really good the last couple of years.
Yeah, I wouldn't put the Braves up there, though.
Okay, are we talking about... look at the Astros, you know what I mean? Like, the Astros have been in the World Series the last 5 years or whatever it is. But yeah, no, I agree with the Dodgers too.
Yeah, the Dodgers I think are getting there. I mean, their lineup's one of the best we've seen in a long time. And their pitching staff's really good. I think they're struggling a little bit out of the gate, the pitching.
Right. Who's that? The Dodgers you're talking about?
Yeah, the Dodgers.
Yeah, except when a guy throws a perfect game and they take him out.
Right, exactly. I bring that up because to me it's something you can never see in sports. If ever two teams on opposite sides of the league doing all they can to push the league and themselves to new plateaus. And I do remember the 96 and 99 World Series they had against each other. Yeah, I'm trying to think of leagues of like two leagues like that.
Golden State and Cleveland went back to back for basketball.
Right, yeah, different sport, right? Yeah.
See, but
baseball's a whole other animal where it's one or two guys can kind of drive a team though.
Yeah, so but that's what I kind of like about it though. That's what I kind of like about sports though. It's starting to seem more like you get some like football. You get somebody new every year now.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
I understand people like parody, but like at the same time, there's something to be said for watching greatness every year.
For
right?
sure.
Like watch. I like just with the, and obviously baseball doesn't have like a set salary cap, but I just, with obviously the salary cap teams, it's harder for there to be dynasties. There just is.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see something like that again though in baseball. I think the Dodgers are close to
you
it.
could.
You could. I think the Dodgers are close to that, but who's in the other league that's going to compete with them? I mean, Houston maybe, but like they're
Right.
kind of. I feel like their window's starting to close a little bit.
Baseball, it's so hard to do because like I was talking to somebody today about this. Like, you have to be able to like baseball and hockey are really really hard to draft. You have to be able to draft well consecutively, and also sign free agents. Like look at Houston. Like they drafted out. I don't know he's not there anymore, but Altuve and Springer, they're both not there anymore. But they were drafted. not Altuve, Correa. Correa.
Okay,
I meant Correa.
Altuve's definitely still in Houston.
Yeah, no, I meant Correa. Correa and Springer, both
Right.
not there anymore. But they were drafted. They were with those runs. Altuve drafted. Bregman drafted, and then you get guys like Michael Brantley who they sign. And
Well,
then, and then you get guys like Reddick. Remember Reddick, the right fielder?
Yeah. The guy that's responsible for the World Series in Houston, Jeff Luhnow, did the same thing when he was in St. Louis. Right? They won the World Series, or was it right around they won the World Series? Instead of paying Albert Pujols all that money, they said we're not going to pay you because we can't afford that. We're going to find somebody.
Yeah, but he was there for
new.
10 years already.
True, but they could have resigned him if they wanted to spend the money. They would have resigned him. But
listen. We talked
the same thing there too.
But we talked about this yesterday too, a little bit off the record. Like, and I had a little bit of time to think about what you said. And like, I don't know if I agree with that because like I don't know if that really works because like look, Pujols, Molina, Carpenter, Wainwright, these are the core guys. The Phillies,
sure.
Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins, the core guys. You keep those guys. They've been around for 10 plus years with the Cardinals. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's those little guys, like not little guys, but like look at the Phillies, right? Their core was like I said, Rollins, Howard, Utley, and then when Burrow left, it was like we replaced him with Ibanez. That's the free agent signing, and then Victorino and Worth. You know, Worth had 2 or 3 really great years here, and then like, but he wasn't Howard, Utley, and like that's what I'm saying. Like it takes real, not talent, but like it's important to draft these guys every year. Like again, back to the Astros, they drafted Altuve, Correa, Bregman, Springer, all within like 6 years of each other. Like they consecutively did it in the first and second round.
There's something that like I think a lot of people don't realize just how good their pitching coach is or their coaching staff when it comes to pitching. Like they revive a lot of careers. Like when they traded for Verlander, a lot of people thought Verlander was done and he had 2 or 3 great years there. Same thing with Charlie Morton.
They also changed the ball, but
sure, yeah, maybe, but
still, that's my theory. Like
but still, I mean, look at Charlie Morton, how great he was
of course.
As soon as he went to
he left here and went there, and he was 35, and he was stupid. But
exactly.
But yeah, no, like the Tampa Bay argument. Like
I was gonna say, that's why I respect the hell. I've said it before. I respect the hell out of Tampa.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't. Not at all. Because why do you draft I understand why you're drafting. You don't want to pay these guys, but that's how you win. Like the Marlins drafted all these guys, and they said "fuck you" to everybody else, and they sucked for 20 years after that. Like
but Tampa doesn't suck. Like that's why I respect.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They build a good team by just drafting because they're not a big market team. They're not a big spending team. They can't make the money to spend all that money. So they draft and they know how to develop guys before they have to pay them.
Fucking move from Tampa. Go somewhere that's a bigger market.
It's a different argument.
I got you. But that's the thing is like if you're gonna have a different team every 4 years, you're not going to win. Like it's just not. You might win one World Series, but you're not gonna be a dynasty. Like you need consistency. Like we saw the Phillies for 5 straight play or whatever it was, 5 straight divisions because they had a core and they around the core, like the Astros around that core, they brought in free agents. They did what they had to do. And that's how you sustain success. And like to me, like we'll bring the guys in from Tampa, but like from the scouting department, but I don't know. I don't know if I really like that much, to be honest. Like, I understand that's the way sports are going, especially football. Like it's starting to go in that direction where after 4 years, see you later.
Yep.
But like, if you want consistency, I think that's what you need. You want consistency in baseball. Keep these guys around. Like,
Right.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just
And that's fair. But also, like, I just think the whole dynasty and teams in both leagues going against each other, like the Braves and Yankees did in the '90s. I don't think we'll ever see that again because those two teams have something that we might never see again because of the way baseball's going and it's becoming more offense and everything. Those two teams, specifically the Braves and the Yankees, had like the two best pitching staffs ever. Specifically the Braves had like the best pitching staff ever. So I mean that helps, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. No, I got you. But that's the thing. It's like the Yankees did the same thing too. Like they drafted these guys.
No, I mean they
and they kept them around.
On it.
No, not the '90s teams.
Well, no, maybe
go
not
look.
the '90s. None of that. The '90s teams, you are right. It was more like the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s.
03 to 05 to 2012. Yeah, they spent a ton of money, but they didn't win. So like,
right.
Look at those Jeter, Bernie Williams. I'm drawing a blank. Hideki Matsui, like those teams were not built through free agency necessarily. Like,
right,
they kept that core together and they won World Series with that core.
Yeah.
Posada, like they so those guys came up through their system and they kept them around and built free agents around them. And listen, it's a lot easier to build a winning team in New York than it is in Tampa Bay. But like,
sure.
But like, is San Diego a big market?
San Diego's so tough because like you have the LA teams right there.
Right. So I wouldn't say they're a huge market.
No, I wouldn't say that.
So, but they're trying to keep their team around. They just signed Tatis for 6 trillion years. Machado's going to be there.
He keeps getting in motorcycle accidents and shit.
Motorcycle accidents, soccer accidents. Yeah,
he's a fucking idiot.
But like still, they're bringing in free agents and they're putting them around guys they've drafted. So like, and they've probably bought their team a little bit more than drafted. But like still, like they're trying to build a core.
Sure.
And I just think Tampa, if you bring up a new shortstop every fucking 4 years, it's not gonna work. No,
but at the same time, like I admire like the drafting ability because like these guys don't come up and don't suck.
Of course,
like, no, they've never been able to get over
keep
the
them.
top. Yeah, I get.
Dude, Austin Meadows just got traded. Like, what do you mean they can't afford it? He's a billionaire. He can afford it.
I understand.
He doesn't want to afford it. That's the issue.
Maybe you might be right.
Move from Tampa then. If you don't, if this owner's so hurt, I don't even care about the Tampa owner. I'm just saying,
listen. What are you guys so upset for? Fuck Tampa. They've had enough championships over the last five years or
true.
So. All right, fuck Tampa. They don't need any more championships.
Right. Fuck the sunshine. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope it rains.
There you go. But,
dude, does anybody under the age of 55 even live in Tampa?
Anybody under the age of 55?
Yeah.
I would, other than the athletes that play there, I would say
correct.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say no there. All right, I think that's our cue to get out of here, right? What do you say?
Yep.
All right, again, follow us and like and subscribe everywhere you get podcasts. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch at Phired Up Podcast everywhere. We'll be back next Monday. See ya.